Clean Beauty, your passport to healthier skin and a happier you. Hi, everyone. It's Natalie. It's almost fall. If you're like me, you dread the end of summer, but then you start looking forward to the fall decor, the pumpkin spice, cooler temperatures, and all that fall brings with it. I think it's refreshing. And I'm back in class with a new set of high school students whom I love. I have my middle school son back to school and two college daughters who are back at work again. The routine is somewhat refreshing, even though it is a lot of work. Today, we are talking with one of my favorite guests. It's been a while since she's been on the show, but as you're about to hear, we always learn a lot from Catie Wiggy. Catie is a scientist and a beauty expert. More and more, I am aware of what I put into and onto my body, and I'm a believer in using products that promote health and well-being. Catie is a clean beauty expert. Why does that really matter? You're going to find out as we talk about products formulated without harmful ingredients that compromise your health. I'm all about the pretty side of beauty, but after seeing the ugly side of what products can do, being aware of these things is more important than ever. Catie and I are going to talk about what ingredients to watch out for, what's new in the world of clean beauty, how technology is helping the clean beauty industry, and much, much more, including acne, dry skin, and wrinkles. Thank you for listening today and for supporting all that we're doing here on the podcast to help you live a healthier life. My mission is to support your family, your faith, and your health each and every week. Please share this podcast with someone you think would appreciate it and leave me a review. You can do that by clicking on the link in the show notes that says leave a review. That's how we keep the podcast going and how we keep growing as well. Now on to the interview with clean beauty specialist, Catie Wiggy. One of my all-time favorite guests. Catie, I'm so glad to have you back on the podcast. And by the way, this is after many years of interviewing Catie on the news and just loving her passion and her expertise in not just beauty, but in science and what's behind all the products we use. Hi, Catie.
Hi, thanks for having me back. I am so excited to reconnect and just talk shop with you.
Yeah, so let's talk clean beauty. For those who, and I will encourage you, I'll put the link for our last episode, it was over a year, maybe 2 years ago. What's new? What are you working on? You're always up to something in the clean beauty world.
There's so much innovation. It's really an exciting time in the beauty industry. And, since we last spoke, I went out on my own, started a fun women-dominated business where we work with indie brands and really good product lines that want to get it right from the beginning and put out quality products for consumers. And so we do everything behind the scenes from product innovation to website management and marketing. But, on the clean beauty front, technology is playing such a role in today's clean beauty landscape.
How so? How does technology play into our clean beauty routine?
So I was recently at one of the biggest industry events, and it's Cosmoprof North America. It's in Las Vegas every year in July. It's so hot. But they had so much AI technology in skincare devices and things that you could use along with apps to track your, how long you're cleansing your skin or your moisture balance levels. And so it's really interesting to see technology infiltrate the beauty industry in combination with the products we're used to using every day.
Do you think that's a good thing? I mean, is this knowing how long you're washing your face, the moisture level, those things, those are important to know, or do we overanalyze those types of things?
I'll use the toothbrush analogy with the children, right? Because the timer on the toothbrush to get them to wash long enough is amazing. And so I think for even adults, we usually don't wash our face the full 90 seconds. You wash, you go through your zones, you rinse it off, and maybe it's been 30 seconds. So I do think that just helps you be more mindful and gauge, okay, yeah, I am really washing my face and removing the dirt and debris. So I think information can be powerful, but it's also knowing what kind of information you really want to get from an app.
Yeah, I think that's fascinating. Okay, let's get into the clean part of beauty and why that's important. We buy products all the time, I would say, and I know you will have the statistics more so than me, most people aren't looking at the ingredients in what they're putting on their skin. Why is that so important?
It is important because, especially with products we're using every day, you can start to have a buildup within your skin cells and within your system. And so I think making those healthy choices when you can, it adds up incrementally over time. It also, if you're using, ingredients that can be harsh or toxic over time, that too can have an impact on you in a negative sense. So looking at the bottles, looking for the ingredients that you really understand is important. And not every ingredient that's listed scientifically is bad. There are certain preservatives that are going to be in products. There are going to be certain surfactants in products, but you don't want to see a whole list of ingredients that you have no idea what they are.
So give me some examples. Why does it really matter? What are bad things and what bad things can happen if we're using them over time?
So, one of the most common is parabens, and parabens are used as a preservative for a lot of different things. But I think in today's green, clean beauty innovation, there's other alternatives honeysuckle, there's propanediol, there's ingredients that aren't going to be based from a paraben. And parabens, there's various research out there, but the thoughts behind parabens are that they can lead into your endocrine system and build up and lead to things, different types of cancers, different cell disruptors. And so parabens can be very caustic on the skin. So if there's other alternatives, why even bother with one that you don't need? So parabens, and it's just looking for that in the ingredients, is one really quick way to make a healthier choice.
So when it comes to products that are going to be effective, I think that's probably where a lot of people are like, I'll pay the price if it means I'll look good. Are
Mhm.
there effective products that will help with the things we worry about most? Splotchy skin, wrinkles, acne, those, more common skin problems.
Yes, absolutely. I think it is about consistency in skincare. Nothing happens overnight. And if it does, then, it's probably an injectable. So if you want to go the more holistic, clean route, then finding a vitamin C product in the morning to utilize is critical because we don't produce vitamin C as humans. So using it topically helps to produce, collagen. It helps to target discoloration, even out the skin tone. So it's really my multitasker I love to use during the day. And it's for every skin type. It's never too late to start using vitamin C. It's also never too early. I have a 13-year-old son dealing with breakouts, and vitamin C is definitely in his routine to help with that post-acne scarring. So vitamin C, and then at night, especially for those of us who are more inclined to look at age corrective products or age
Mhm.
preventative products, vitamin A is still one of the most tried and true ingredients in skincare. And there's various forms of retinoids, everything from your prescription retin A from your dermatologist down to topical retinoids that you can find in over-the-counter products too.
Are there some products that we know if we're shopping at a certain place or a certain line that we can count on? Because I think as a busy mom working, like I want to grab and go, and I
Yeah.
just don't want to have to think about it.
Yes. Here locally in Colorado, we have such an amazing market to
Yeah, we
shop
do.
in. And there's quality products that you can find at your local Whole Foods, your local Sprouts, Natural Grocers, which is a Denver based company. Those all have vetted the product lines they bring in, whether it's food, supplements, or skincare. So when you walk in those doors, I always feel as a consumer a little safer shopping there because
Mm.
some buyer on that back end did their homework, which I'm grateful for. And so, shopping at that level helps. There are also online stores that you can look for, like Ulta has their Conscious Beauty program and
Mm.
their Clean, where you can look for their Clean logo and shop their conscious products, which are sustainable, cruelty free, vegan, and offer you cleaner options, but still in that mass store setting.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go through a routine, can we? Because I get busy and I forget. When you just said, did you say 90 seconds or 30 for washing your face? What did you say? I don't even
90
know.
seconds. Yeah, 90
Ah,
seconds.
I'm
And
sure I don't do that, Catie. And
yeah.
now you're gonna have me doing it, which is
Mhm.
good because we have to, right? We have to be aware first. But
Yeah.
let's go through a routine. Can we, for just good basic skincare for us as moms our age, but also I've got a teenage boy too, and he doesn't want to have to think about this stuff. It's enough to get him to brush his teeth at night.
Yeah, right. So you have to make it accessible for them, but then really make sure and spell it out. And for us, it really is, I try to look at it more as my self care time to really wake up and do the next day's Catie a favor. So she wakes up a little bit brighter and happier. But for your routine, you're going to, in the morning, really focus on cleansing, serum, vitamin C, go
Okay.
to, and a really good moisturizer. Those are your three essentials. So, if you're a simple, on the go, you don't want to do too much in the morning, that's a really good step
Okay, I can
system.
handle that. That's
Yep.
good. And the moisturizer, I'm assuming with sunscreen or on top of the
That's what I
moisturizer.
So I prefer to use a mineral-based sun protectant after my moisturizer. And if you think about a moisturizer, you want it to penetrate down into your skin to give you all that hydration. And if you are using a sunblock mixed in with it, you really don't get the best of either. So I prefer that additional layer of SPF after my moisturizer so my dry Colorado skin can tolerate the day a little bit better. So I actually look for my SPF and my cosmetics if I'm wearing makeup in the day, or even just a light BB cream if I'm not going to have makeup on,
Mhm.
but still want that tinted coverage and lighter effect.
Yeah. And use an example, here in Colorado, we're close to the sun. So, we have to think about wearing it every day. But I was telling someone recently, like, do you wear sunscreen every day? And like, no, I'm really not out in the sun that often. And I shared the story of I started to get little sunspots on my left side of my face and arm, only to realize that's my driving window.
Driving
I
side.
mean, like, we think we're not in the sun, but
Mhm.
to see that and go, whoa, just that little bit. I'm not, I'm in the car for maybe half an hour a day, 15 minutes to work,
Yeah.
maybe a little bit more, but we're getting that no matter what, if we're not putting the sunscreen on those parts that are anything that could be exposed.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm up on a second floor. I've got the window right here. I absolutely am covered in sunblock. I might not step foot outside today, but I'm still getting that exposure. So I think, preventative care, SPF is your number one product you can be using year round every day for the overall health of your skin, not just the anti-aging benefits.
I know you're a science nerd. I think that's what I love when we talk is I know you'll tell me like the ins and outs of all the products and what it means, but we need vitamin D and the sun gives us vitamin D. Are we still getting that if we're using a mineral based or a strong SPF based product? Are we getting the benefits from the sun?
You need about 10 minutes at most of exposure for vitamin D from the sun. And there are vitamin D supplements, which I think are really great if you have vitamin D deficiency. I think a supplement is a lot safer than UV, aging rays or the burning rays, which can cause cancer.
Yeah.
So, with melanoma on the rise in today's society, I think, if you want that 10 minutes of sunshine, go for it, but 10 minutes at most. And really, a small area of skin is absorbing what your body's needing. So, a supplement would be the route I'm going to get my vitamin D.
Yeah. Okay. Other things we need to be taking into consideration, or some of your favorite new things on the market in terms of clean beauty. Give us some tips.
So, I am loving a couple skincare lines I've recently been introduced to, and one of them is called Organic Male. It's omformen.com. And men's skin care has seen a rise as far as beauty trends go. And I think, your millennials, your younger demographics are caring for their skin in such a different way than my dad would have, or even my brothers. And so we are seeing the beauty industry, which has always been thought of as very female dominant, really start catering to a male demographic. And this particular brand is based out of Colorado, and their founder, his name is Mike, has just done a great job of creating this high-end spa quality product that is organic and clean, and also delivers results for the needs of men's skincare. Their skin is thicker, texture, you've got follicles, hair follicles, they age a little bit differently than us. And so he's created an entire line that really meets the needs of men's skin, unlike anything I've seen in the market.
Should men follow the same type of routine that you just mentioned, the 90 seconds of washing, vitamin C? Would it be the same routine?
It is the same routine. If you've got a skin specific issue, let's say with men, testosterone breakouts tend to be a concern. If you're a shaver, shave rash. So they have a great product that is an all-in-one shave mask cream. So you use this product and it helps to smooth the follicles, gives you a better shave experience, and really treats the skin. And there's nothing out there that is this dual functioning product quite like that. So I think for men, their routine might be slightly different depending on if they shave every day, but their line caters in a 4-step system where you wash, you tone, you serum, and you moisturize. And the toning part for men is so important because their pores tend to be a little larger, they tend to be a little more oily, and so that pH balancing toner is going to help just bring their skin into a better condition throughout the day.
Yeah. But say you have a boyfriend or a husband, can they use the same products that we're using if they're lazy and they don't want their own? Could we say, yep, use my vitamin C, here's my moisturizer, and obviously it's still going to do some good?
It's going to do some good for them. It will be better than the bar of soap they're likely using. And so, even if I can just get men on a cleanser that is not a bar of soap and a moisturizer, those two, can be a huge difference with the very basics for men's skin.
Can we talk about acne? So, let's talk about it through the ages. Teenagers, obviously you've got hormones going on, but through teenagers and then even for middle age, why are some middle age, and I'll include myself, why are we still getting this? We were supposed to have paid those dues when we were younger.
Oh, it is the gift that keeps giving, unfortunately, as we age. And so starting at the younger years, I think creating those healthy skincare practices, we think of the teeth for kids, but we really don't think of the skincare, right? We think of bath time. But I think it is important to have a nightly routine of brushing your teeth, washing your face, moisturizing. And then in the morning, same thing. Did you brush your teeth? Did you wash your face? Did you put on your sunscreen? Great. They can go out into the world. But no matter of the proper care, hormones play a role, genetics play a role, and also internally what's going on in the body plays a role. And so for teens, I think establishing those healthy habits, being consistent in your routine, and when needed, working with an esthetician is always great. And that's actually how I got into skincare. I had really bad acne and I fell in love with an esthetician in college who helped me find the right routine, get the right microdermabrasions, and care for my skin in a way that was customized to me. Because I do think acne can be so hard for every individual for different reasons. And so working with a professional, whether it's a licensed esthetician or a dermatologist, is, one of the ways you can really set yourself up to care for the acne journey at an early age.
What a great way. I mean, the routine, obviously, that's important. But once it hits, how do you best get rid of it? I mean, can you quickly dry it up, or do you want to let it play its course?
You want to tackle it and you want to take care of it. You definitely want to keep your hands off of it. So I've got a 13-year-old and an 11-year-old, and we are constantly looking at breakouts, and they play sports. And so, just bacteria and dirt and debris on the skin can be a cause. So making sure their, sports equipment's clean, but then also having the pimple spot for the nights they can go to bed and they won't pick at it, but they have that little salicylic spot. I love the Yes 2 brand.
Like those. Those are the stickers you put on. Yeah.
You just put them on. I keep wipes in their bags so that after something where they've played hard or been out, they can wipe down really quick to remove that extra oil and the dirt and debris. So I think you just start treating what you can and tackling it. And if
Okay.
it's getting progressively worse, that's when you reach out for additional help and you look at, okay, could something else be going on? Digestive issues, probiotics are really something
Mm.
great that can help fight the bad bacteria, the propionium on the skin with internal probiotics. And topically, you can use prebiotics as well and look for products that promote your microbiome.
Those are all of these such good recommendations. I'm writing a lot of these down because I'm going to put them in the show notes because it's a combination of these things. It's finding that right balance. And I've certainly been through it myself and with the kids too. I want to ask you about another product though, because I got one of these a year ago and I don't know if it just makes me feel better, but then my
Mhm.
daughter started using it and she got one to take with her to college. It's that you'll have a name for it. I don't know. We call it the zapper and it plugs in and then it has the little shock, like, you know what I'm talking about? It's
Oh,
a
yeah, yeah.
glass,
Oh,
like,
yeah. You can go in and you can put the electric shock on the zit, and it does help
does it
tremendously.
kill bacteria like we feel like it does? For anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about, you plug it in and then it's a piece of glass that the electricity comes through and it actually feels like it feels good. It's like a little shock, but it can
Yeah.
also be used, they say, for wrinkles and other things. We
Yep.
love it. Do you think
Yeah.
it works?
I do. Absolutely. And if I'm ever in a treatment room and have an acneic client, that is definitely the part of the facial they do after your extractions because you want to go in and then really combat that bacteria. And it's one of the safest, cleanest ways to do it with that little magnetic tool. And so that is something for, if you're battling breakouts, it's well worth the investment to use it, consistently, use it safely, do your research, don't burn yourself or
Mhm.
zap and create like a little scar. But it's definitely a tool that you can get benefits from.
Yeah, we've never had anything that like burns or anything. It's just this little like tingle, like zzz, and it's
Yep.
kind of fun. And they say it can help with hair growth, and I don't know if any of that's true too. But and I think the one that I have, I'll put it in the show notes. I think it was like $30, $40. It's not even like ridiculously expensive. Okay, so we like all these. These are clean, right? These are things that you're okay with.
Yeah, these are tools. And I think that's where I lean into tools equally because you're using a device to stimulate the skin versus a product that could be toxic or an injectable that could, paralyze half your face or lead to long-term, issues. So I love a good tool and some of them work. That one in particular, tried and true. It's approved. Some of them I've tried and I'm like, that doesn't do much of anything. And then some on the market, like the derm rollers with the little needles, I say avoid at all costs because people are puncturing their skin. They don't know what pressure to use. And it can actually lead to aging and scarring over time if you're not using something like that properly. So
Oh,
leave
wow, I
that to
didn't
the
know
pro.
that. I have one of those.
Yeah, I would do away with it.
I
Too
haven't
much.
used it much because I just don't like it, but it's in my drawer. So
Yep.
good to know that.
Or if
Yeah.
you want to keep it, you could use it if you've got places for new mommy stretch mark areas or cellulite, any of that. Like the skin is much thicker on my thighs. So I don't mind that tool there for a little stimulation, but never on my face. And especially around your eyes, it's just so thin and delicate. You can be causing more damage than good.
Yeah. Any other last minute tips? You always bring me good stuff.
I think my latest DIY, because that's always what I loved doing with you. I will tell you my newest obsession is rice water, which has been around for a really long time. And I've played with it in Korean beauty formulations. But this is just something so easy you can do at home. And you just take some organic rice, cook it up, drain out the water, let the water soak for a while in a jar. And then you've got, a fresh rice water that can help to tone the skin, help with discoloration, help with hydration. And it just is this really lovely, light product that is so easy to make for everybody. Even kids with acne, like you can use this across the board. You can use it in your hair if you have any dandruff, scalp issues, sensitivities. And if you really want to make it fancy, you can do some rose petals with it while you're boiling it to have like a rose rice water or a essential oil like lavender. So really fun product that is clean, easy, and effective.
I am fascinated by this. So, do you just keep it like in the refrigerator in a little mason jar? Can you use it for a few days?
Yeah, you can use it for up to about a week. And I typically go through it a little bit quicker than that, especially in the summer, post sun damage by the pool, a little
Yeah.
cooling mist just to help tone it down.
Does it need to be refrigerated or you can leave it out?
You could leave it out, but I love it cold. So I just keep it in
Hmm.
the fridge.
And okay, so spray it, or would you put it on a cotton pad or
Cotton
something, or how
rounds.
are you using it?
You can spray it, put it in a little bottle. You can definitely put it on cotton rounds. You can actually put it on a cotton round and soak it on larger parts of the body if you do get a sunburn, or if you have, eczema, contact dermatitis, irritation. It won't treat it by any means, but it helps to just calm the area. And for the hair, I like to use it more as like a rinse. So you can dip your head into a bowl, you can put it in a mister and mist it on. There's just tons of different ways you can do it. But it is a really easy, fun DIY that I am digging this
Okay,
season.
everybody, see why I love Catie so much? She like never ceases to surprise me with these cool ideas. And she used to come on the morning show and then she'd bring all the products and we'd like make it right in front of everybody. And then she'd send me home with stuff. And so I love your ideas, Catie. You're always coming up with stuff and keeping us clean and feeling pretty. And anything else new you have that you want to share with people, or where can people find you?
So they can find me at the creativebeautycollective.com. And that's where we've got many of our segments. A lot of the articles I've either collaborated in or written. If you're looking for some additional clean beauty information, I've got a ton on my website. And you can always find me on Instagram at Catie Wiggy.
All right, Catie, thanks so much. It's good to catch up with you.
You as well. Thank you. And thank you for the podcast. I love the topics covered and just the little boost it gives me in my week.
I appreciate that so much. And I appreciate you. And we will talk again soon.